Mr. Chairman, are you aware of any Democrat on this committee that voted to fund the Department of Homeland Security on January 22nd?
I'm not.
Not me neither. Then again, on March 5th, Mr. Chairman, of 2026, we again voted to fund the Department of Homeland Security. Are you aware of that, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Are you aware of any Democrat that's sitting on this dais today that voted to fund the Department of Homeland Security?
I'm not.
Yet we continue to hear that this is a government, shutdown by the Republicans. This is what happens in Washington. It's not really about truth or facts. It's about narrative and who can get their narrative out.
Would you rather have TSA funded or ICE agents helping your agency at the airport?
Paying the employees for the work that they are doing is also not a complicated question. Under normal order, they would be performing, TSA would be performing our operations, and that is the ideal state. But I am also thankful for ICE for being there to help alleviate the burden that our workforce is feeling, because we are in the third shutdown of this fiscal year.
I believe that government can be a force for good in people's lives. By the way, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this work. At the same time, I've also seen how too many of these governmental institutions have failed too many people.
That's what I want to know. How do you think the Democratic Party has failed?
I think we have failed to deliver tangible results for people.
That was the House Homeland Security hearing that you just heard on the harmful impact of the Democrats' DHS shutdown. The TSA chief testified she's happy ICE is helping TSA at airports as they go without pay. This is the third shutdown in a fiscal year. And that was Pennsylvania Democrat Governor Josh Shapiro admitting that Democrats have failed to deliver tangible results that help the American people. Let's welcome back to the show from House Oversight is Texas Congressman Brandon Gill. But Congressman, this must be so frustrating for you and other lawmakers down there. Because what do you make of what's going on that they're continuing the shutdown? Let's show this. Delta is now suspending its airport perks for its special services for members of Congress until the shutdown is over. They get expedited TSA screening, special dedicated service decks to book trips, and more. So the airports are really frustrated with this.
As they should be. I mean, no Democrat should be getting special perks as they have been whenever they're shutting the Department of Homeland Security down and making our TSA agents work without pay. But this entire deal that we're in right now is purely a Machiavellian power play from the left. They're doing two things at the same time right now. On the one hand, they're defunding the Department of Homeland Security for the stated purpose of stopping the president from deporting illegal aliens, and at the same time, they're fighting against the Save America Act to ensure that those very same illegal aliens can be voting in our elections. All of this is about doing everything they possibly can to allow illegal aliens to benefit them politically in the midterms. That's all this is about, and that's why I think the American people are particularly upset about it, because they're the ones who are harmed for all of this.
So, and ICE agents trying to help out are being called terrorists. Helping out in airports. That's what they're doing, trying to relieve the TSA. They're really suffering TSA workers. Congressman, let's get your reaction to this. Watch, you're going to hear the DA of Philadelphia, Larry Krasner, threaten to arrest ICE agents, claiming they want to kill people in airports, just like Hakeem Jeffries wildly claimed. And then you're going to listen to Senator Eric Schmitt tell Sean Hannity, Democrats, here's what they want to do. They just want to defund ICE, so no one wants to work for ICE or CBP again. Watch.
I'll say it again. The president cannot pardon you. And yes, I will put you in handcuffs, and I will put you in a courtroom, and if necessary, I will put you in a jail cell. If you decide to make the terrazzo floor of this airport anything like what you did in the streets of Minneapolis, which involved the criminal homicide of unarmed, innocent people.
The only reason the Democrats want to unmask ICE agents is they want facial recognition software to identify these ICE agents and harass their families, so nobody wants to be an ICE agent again. We lived through this with the Defund the Police movement, Sean, where you saw a drop in people who want to be police officers. You saw early retirements. We're not doing that again.
So let's show the video. ICE agents handing out water bottles to people on very long TSA lines nationwide. What do you make of all of what you just heard? Because, you know, we know Democrats are still rejecting the Republican proposal that would reopen DHS and stop the Democrat shutdown and fund all of DHS except parts of ICE's enforcement operations. Democrats still battling that. What do you think?
Well, first of all, Larry Krasner's a thug who ought to spend the rest of his life in prison for what he's done to that city. But of course, Democrats are doing anything they can to defund and delegitimize ICE agents and immigration enforcement. And Senator Schmidt's exactly right. This is about demoralizing them, stopping anybody from wanting to join the force. What we're going to make sure as Republicans in Congress is that ICE has the tools that they need to continue carrying out the president's immigration agenda. We would like to see that funded through the Department of Homeland Security. There may be other ways, perhaps reconciliation to get that money where it needs to be. Otherwise, without the kind of strings attached that the left would like to put on it. But what you're seeing right now is so incredibly disgusting, the way that Democrats in the media and in Congress and, I mean, elected officials who are attacking ICE agents.
Thank you so much, Congressman Gill. It's good to see you. Now